Welcome to Canberra
Metalheads.
Season 1.
The Archives. Alright, let's kick it.
Got Marky, Malphas and Benphegor. We're here with the boys from Terravorous. We got Scotty and Cal. How you doing, fellas?
Yeah, good man yourself?
Yeah, not bad, dudes.
Yeah. Cool. How you doing, Ben?
Yeah, not bad, man. A bit tired, but
Yeah.
yeah, getting there.
Enjoy the trip down?
Oh, you know, you listen to your voice all morning, now I've got to listen to it even more.
Hope everyone enjoys my voice at home as well.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Truly beautiful.
Much beauty.
So, this is the second year you guys have done Heathen Fest. What do you think of the festival and leading up to it?
Oh, it's just amazing, man. Like, probably the best and only festival that goes around the South Coast. Hopefully it just keeps going. We enjoy every second of it.
Yeah, last year was a really good time. We enjoyed it, and hopefully today will be the same. I don't anticipate it being any different.
Yep.
Except not the dry mouth.
No dry mouth.
Do you,
That's a story that Cal will tell you at the bar.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can't broadcast that.
Yeah, definitely.
Cal will tell you all about that.
Ask me about dry mouth.
how was like preparing for the gig and things like that? You guys sort of putting in extra practice time and things like that?
Yeah, definitely, man. We've jammed like probably the most we have in the past 3 years. Just because everyone's been having like different responsibilities. Like everyone's been like away now. Like Rami's doing uni. Cal's in Goulburn now.
Yeah, Goulburn. Yeah.
Too excited, man.
But yeah, it's just been very busy for us. Just trying to perfect the songs as well, so when we get ready to record, they sound as good as possible. But yeah, a lot of jams. But yeah.
Yeah, we've all been working pretty hard for it. We've, as Scott was saying, a lot of practice, more so than 3 years.
Yep.
So hopefully it pays off.
Yeah, we're getting nice and warm and sweaty in a jam room. Yeah.
Oh,
And that's when Cal lost his shit.
No, it's it definitely shows it with your performances. I've seen you guys play at the minus Cal the other week at the basement, and
The other week, like another.
yeah, that was like 6 weeks ago.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh, time flies. But for you podcasters at home, that was like one play.
Yeah. Pretty much.
That was like the last few episodes ago.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no, it's good to see you guys progress. It's been a while since I've seen you guys before that, so you're coming a long way, and I don't think tonight will be any different. You'll definitely do what you do, which is put up a good show.
Yeah, cheers, man. Appreciate
well,
it.
we do our best.
Best star.
It's hard to be good when you're
When you're
this
the best.
good.
Alrighty, man. So I'm going to jump straight into it.
Yep.
So where did Terravorous? Where did the name come from?
So-
Wants to know.
So the name basically came from Rami and Riley. Rami came up with the concept with sort of Earth Devourer or Earth Eater. And we sort of wanted to put it into like one word so it'd be more memorable and all that stuff. Apparently it's hard to pronounce. Like we've been called freaking Terravorous, freaking Pterosaurus, freaking Terranovus,
So maybe when you-
Terranova, got Terranora and Terranova.
Yeah. But it's also awesome when someone comes up to us. It's like, oh yeah, you're in that band called Terravorous. I'm like, fuck, you got the name right. Thank you. Yeah.
Nice.
But it basically means like terror meaning earth and Vorus meaning like devourer or eater.
I think
So
my
it's
favourite was Terravorous.
Terravorous.
My God, you're in that Terravorous band, man.
That's really big.
yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much where it came from.
No, that's good. It's good to know about where band names come from. A lot of the time we just see it all in the crazy writing and
Yeah, and you're just like, what the fuck is that? Like, I gotta do my research.
this is what the pile of sticks look most like it said.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it was Art and Craft Must Die, because the first gig they played without me was they didn't have a name and someone just chose it for them. Then I joined up and we all decided to change it then.
Yeah.
But,
Good to change it early on.
Yeah,
yeah,
100%.
We changed it before anybody really knew who we were, so that was a plus.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
So, you know, you guys have got a fairly unique sound, especially for a coastal band. Not a lot of, you know, there's a lot of hardcore and punk down here, but you guys are pushing it right into with some, you know, guttural vocals and things like that now. What are your biggest influences?
For me personally, man, I'd have to say just extreme metal as a whole, like black metal, brutal death metal, like just anything that's
death metal.
and death metal. Too many subgenres of extreme music, but pretty much all of them an inspiration to me for sure. If I had to give like a few key components of what artists we're really into, it's probably Gojira, Meshuggah, Behemoth. I've got a lot of other personal ones. I'm sure everyone else does. Cows would be
Pantera.
Yeah, I've seen that one coming up a mile away.
Yeah, dude. Pantera's what started me in the metal, and it opened a lot of doors. Now I listen to just about anything, metal, non-metal.
Yeah.
Music's just good.
Yeah.
Yep.
I love it. I love it.
So apart from Heathen Fest, what is your like most memorable gig you guys have played? Like if there's a specific one or a specific thing that happened, what was it and where was it?
Yeah, it'd have to be that 100%. When we got the chance to play with them firstly, that was at Canberra, and that was really awesome.
Yeah.
But when they got to play in our hometown, that was something really special.
Yeah.
Especially if the crowd being there, like I think it was like 3 people away from being sold out, and I've never seen it so packed. Actually, I think a few other people got in there accidentally. Like it was actually over capacitated. So
This is at the Pitted. This was at
this is at Pitted. Yeah, when I was still kicking, that was awesome. But like freaking after we played our set, I got the chance to jump on the stage with the boys. With Kim Parrott, and had a little stage dive and crowd surfing, and that was rad.
Parrott gig with
it was awesome.
In Canberra, I got hurled up on stage, and Matt Young's like, "Fuck, everybody get together and catch this guy." And I'm not a small lad for yous who haven't seen me. Big son of a bitch, 120 kilos, something like that. And so everybody's gathered in to catch me, and big things don't fly well. And I clocked one of me mates, Anthony, in the head and just knocked him out cold at the King Parrot gig. And that was good, but fuck, I feel guilty. Sorry, dude.
Man, like, holy fuck. All I could remember from that was, like, everyone in the band crowd surfed, and the only one that was left out was Cal for a moment, and I just turned around and I was like, no.
I'm just surprised that the bastards caught me.
I was just like, no.
I didn't hit the ground.
I'm like, this is not going to end well, and just see, like, Cal just get slammed one dude, because everyone's just like, I'm getting the fuck out of there, and just destroyed him.
Did you just land on top of him?
I clocked him in the head with me boot. I've got these friggin' new rocks that have chunks of metal on the end, and I just clocked him in the top of the head.
Imagine getting, kicked in the head with that. Oh, man. But yeah, awesome times.
I feel like some of us still aren't over it.
Well, yeah, awesome times.
Just look like you realise how funny it is.
Yeah. Awesome times for us, not so awesome for poor mate Anthony.
Yeah.
Rest his soul. No, he's still alive, don't worry, he's still alive.
Yeah, I was a bit worried that I thought he died or something. He's just constantly wearing a neck brace for life.
He just sits at home watching daytime TV, but he's alright.
Yeah.
He knows all the doctor feels.
Another one of our gigs that was really good, we headlined Pitted, and a lot of people got hurt that night.
Yeah.
Our old mate Scurvy, he copped a black eye, a blood nose, and his bicep was dislocated from his arm and moved around. The singer from Brown Paper Bag went stage diving, I think. Oh no, he wasn't stage diving, he was just moshing hard, and he broke his ankle, also dislocated it, and had to get carted out of there.
It was like floppy.
Oh, things happen, man.
Yeah.
So, what can we expect from you guys at Heathen Fest? You got any special treats lined up for us tonight?
Oh, we do. Yes, we do.
Personal striptease for everyone that's in the crowd with me today.
Yeah, sweet. So striptease and eye rolling.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I love.
pretty much. No,
Terravorous gigs, man. The eye rolling and striptease.
Scotty's Get Naked. Bring your telescope.
yeah, you're gonna need it. No, yeah, just like the same thing we do every gig. Like, just try and make it as great as a performance as we can.
Yeah.
Get everyone pumped. We're starting pretty early, so I want to get everyone excited straight away to stick around and get crazy.
Yeah, no, you guys are definitely a good band to hype the crowd up.
Yeah.
And I think also a lot of your stage performance depends on the night and the gig and how you're feeling.
That's
so
it, yeah.
you never
Yeah,
really know.
when the crowd's hype, we're hype. But if you're playing in a bar and there's 10 people standing in front of you and they're not really moving around, you're like, well,
You push
we'll
them harder.
Yeah, that's it. That's my job.
Make those 10 people move. But
Yeah.
if those 10
That was the
people
thing.
won't move, like if you're not moving, you're not having a good time, and that bombs us out. So move about, please.
Well, not even that. I've seen Terravorous play last time I seen you at Basement in Canberra.
Yeah, yeah.
And you were down a member because of Cal, because of unfortunate circumstances. But
Yeah.
like, there wasn't many at the crowd because of how late it was, but you still put on a fucking decent show.
Oh, yeah, of
It was-
course.
I only
that's-
found out yesterday that the guitarist from Benphegor was in the crowd.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
present.
It was
Yeah.
like, yes, those
Yeah,
guys.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, it's a shame you guys got put on so late because, like, even though you got put on late and it was like quite a lot of your hardcore fans were there, you still put on a brilliant fucking show.
It definitely reflects with your music. I like to see you guys really jump about. And the other thing is too, like, Scotty's just such a big presence on the stage.
He is for such a little dude.
I'm bigger in stature.
You're busy busting out those gut busting riffs though.
Yeah, man.
It's obvious.
It's good to see. But yeah, no. Anyway, it's been good catching up with you guys before the show.
Yeah,
And,
awesome, man. Yeah,
thanks
appreciate
for
it. Thanks for taking the time for chugging us on the podcast.
We'll actually
Appreciate
have to
it.
get you in the studio properly.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
Yeah,
100%.
when you guys are up in Canberra next, we'll queue something up. We can always get some studio time there to hang out and have a chat.
Awesome.
Maybe even do like a little bit longer, throw in a few songs and stuff.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. Hopefully we can have professionally recorded songs by then.
The other boys have that thing that I don't have. Is respect? No, responsibility.
Responsible. What is responsibility?
Responsibilities. And
Oh yeah, that thing.
that thing that starts with W and ends with K. It's almost like a swear word.
Oh,
That's the one
yeah.
word.
That's the one.
How do you say it? Work?
Yeah.
We all know the stuff that does to you.
Yeah. No, so it'd be
Yeah.
always good to have you guys up there, and it's good to have you on the show.
Yeah.
Man, it's always good hanging out with you dudes.
Yeah.
Sure.
So anyway, that was Terravorous. We had Scotty and Cal, and stick around. We've got another interview coming up.
Party on.
Okay, we've got Aiden here from Cuck Lord. On Canberra Metalheads, you got Marky Malphas and Benphegor. Aiden, how you doing?
Yeah, not bad, boys. About yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, not too bad. Thanks
Really
for
good.
thanks for the nice. That was nice. That was nice.
Got to be a bit of a gentleman.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, no, it's always good to catch a couple bands before Heathen Fest, get a few interviews in. So, how was the trip up? You're from Melbourne, yeah?
Barranduda.
Barranduda?
Yeah,
okay,
kind of
sorry.
near Albury Wodonga area.
Okay.
The trip was pretty brutal. Got up at about 4:30ish this morning.
Yep.
Decided to get here a bit early. Just wanted to go sightseeing, so I went into Bateman's Bay. Had a bit of a look around. Wasn't too bad.
It was basically too bad.
Yeah,
Most
but there's
of the town.
yeah, I thought Maria was going to be like a fair bit bigger than this. Yeah, I was like, fuck, kind of coming in, but
Yeah.
there's definitely some cretins out and about in Bateman's Bay. It was a bit of a surprise, but no, it's pretty nice up here.
Yeah, it's nice, man. Bateman's Bay used to be the smaller town back, like, in the early days, but because it was closer to Canberra, it naturally grew faster.
Oh, right.
But yeah, a little history, because I grew up here, like, they got all the granite for the Sydney Harbour Bridge from Maria, and this was like a mining town, so it was like the biggest town in the south coast. But I mean, that's why there's a lot of older buildings and stuff.
Yeah,
here, so
yeah.
there's a little history for you.
Yeah, fuck, there you go.
Yeah, man. But no, it's good that you made the trip. It's always cool. I've never seen you play live before.
Yeah, I'm
so.
really keen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to expect.
Oh, it's going to be a big one. It's going to
Yeah.
be a good one.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
But,
Excited.
Yeah, I'll ease into the first question, dude. So where did the name Cuck Lord come from?
Well, I was at work one day and I was like, just started up this like porno grind band, just like kicking it off. and I usually just like sit at work and just like think of song names in my head, and I was just powering through and writing them down. Then I thought of Cuck Lord, and I was like, Cuck Lord. I was like, that could be a fucking good name for the band. So I started it for a while, and all the other names, like I think I had it was a way up between Queef Commander, Cuck Lord, and Man Cunt. And I was like, we'll go Cuck Lord.
yeah, nice, man.
Awesome. What was your job at the time?
Sand doors and all that shit. So I was just factory work on the floor.
A lot of time to think.
Yeah,
a lot
about
of time to think about
8 to 10 hours a day. Yeah, just sitting there one spot every day, but it's good fun.
Yeah, no, fair enough. It's amazing how many metalheads like work in factory jobs and also just in like retail jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you've got like the office guys that just sort
You
of
just don't
sit there
think of
and listen.
metalheads
Yeah.
at all, and then they come out like, oh man, it's that guy in that suit.
It's always good, like when I start a new job, to pick the metalheads that work there. You're like, that guy.
Prey on them for a week, kind of thing. Yeah.
See what they're into. Yeah, man. Oh, that's cool. So obviously, being a one-man band, you'd have some interesting dynamics and things like that to sort of come up with depth to the music, only like having one member. What sort of influences helped you get into that stuff?
Well, a lot of bands like Cemetery Rapist and Putrid Pile, stuff like that. I really like the idea of a one-man band because it's just a lot easier than,
You really have to manage yourself.
Yeah, exactly right. Don't have to worry about, 4 or 5 other cunts, so it's not too bad, but
It's bad enough with just him and I trying to
I have to listen to his voice like all the time. It's like never out of my head.
and then just listen to me edit my own voice.
Yeah. Oh shit! But yeah, no, it's good fun. Originally, I wanted to start up a little something, but I thought the one man thing was the way to go because you don't really see that much down here. So well, fuck it, why not? Be easier, and we'll give it a go. So here I am.
Awesome.
So like, if you get into an argument with one of the band members, what do you do?
Fist them.
No, that's it's interesting to see that dynamic. I mean, I've seen some other bands where you sort of have like the drummer doing vocals or things like that with different dynamics. But it's always cool to see like a one-man band do like cool shows and things like that, especially the style of like the genre you've chosen as well.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, there's a lot of bands doing like the heavy kind of a lot of death metal, slam, hardcore, and I was just like, be good to like mix it up a little bit and chuck a bit of porno grind in the scene a bit because I don't see that too much around here. No,
you hardly ever see it.
Yeah, that's it. So I thought, fuck it, I'll just throw it in the mix. Why not? See how we go.
Yeah, no, that's cool, man.
Yeah, man. So what's like your most memorable gig you've played? Like, what's the most memorable thing that's happened, or like the most memorable thing altogether?
Probably a Sydney show I played back in November with As Flesh Decays and Headless.
Yeah.
And man, I don't remember much. I drank about half a slab before I even got to the venue, and I just blacked out. I don't really remember playing at all, but apparently in the pit there was this little old Asian man who was like a bus driver, just knocked off work, still in his suit, and he ended up like pile driving me in the pit. Like I was like grinding on him and shit, and it was fucked. It was good.
Pile by the Asian bus.
Yeah, that's it. A little fucking porno show for the boys. Little Asian persuasion. Yeah, it was good.
That's awesome, man.
That's actually such a funny mental image. As well.
Yeah, I think it's on YouTube actually. Some of the dudes from
check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, check it out, man. So do you have any sort of tricks in line for us tonight? Any plans for Heathen Fest?
Fuck, I got a new costume, a little new get up that so I usually go for the traditional tracksuit. I love wearing tracksuits. But I thought I'd mix it up a bit tonight and get a new little costume. Gonna keep it nice and tasty, riffs for the boys, and a whole bunch of porn, really. That's it.
Awesome. That's what you want, man.
Nothing like a bit of porno at Heathen Fest.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, fuck. And I find myself on like real fucking dark depths of the internet because I use a lot of porn samples for my music. And then just like 4-6 hours into the session, you find yourself watching like she-male gangbangs in the shower, like or like sword fights with dicks and shit, and you're just like, what am I doing? Like, it's like 3 in the morning and you're watching like the most fucked absurd porn. You're like, I gotta go to bed. I gotta get a new job.
I gotta get up and go to Heathen Fest II.
Oh fuck, it's good. It's good fun, but fuck.
That sounds pretty sick. I'm definitely keen for tonight, man. Can't wait to see what.
Yeah, it'll be good. Oh, I love it. I'm keen as for a bit of a groove.
Yeah.
Is this your first time playing down here?
Yeah.
It is. That's even wicked.
Yeah.
Even wicked? That's better. That's good. That's amazing. That's tremendous.
Excellent. Yeah, no, I think the furthest I've played is from home, which is Albury-Wodonga, about Sydney. I've never gone as far as Sydney. Sydney's a bit farther up, isn't it?
Yeah.
I thought so. There you go. But yeah, it's nice to get a show on the coast and check it all out.
Yeah, the guys down here, they're pretty good. Like at South Coast Metalheads, they're really good boys. And even the crowd that they bring in, they're always, like Lukey was saying in his earlier video, if you guys check that out on Facebook, he was saying like they got the best reputation of like groups around at the moment because they're just so nice to other people. It looks scary, but we are nice.
Yeah.
And that's what's the nice thing about it.
Yeah, definitely.
No, the scene's definitely grown down here as well over the years. Like I remember coming to a first couple of gigs and it was still a solid turnout. But now you see that a lot more regular faces in the crowd and things like that. Especially being in Maria as opposed to before. A lot of the gigs were at Bateman's Bay.
Oh, okay.
And now that South Coast Metalheads has taken over from the previous Nissassa, which was a company called Pitted. South Coast has sort of like built this really solid base group of people that just keep coming back for shows.
Wow, that's alright.
So yeah, it should be really cool, man. I mean, obviously, a lot of planning goes into it. I was talking to Luke about this last year, and he said we started planning this year a week after last year. Like it's just an ongoing cycle.
Shit, there's a fair bit involved then, isn't it?
Yeah, like they've already spoke about what sort of plans they have for next year as well. So we're hoping to interview them later on. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a couple
snippets in there for you
snippets
guys.
in there. Yeah, but no, it's a good solid base, man. It's a good venue too. Like it's a really cool place to see all the bands and things like that.
Oh, is there much of a metal scene up like in Maria and Bateman's Bay kind of area?
Surprisingly, there actually is.
Yeah?
Like, you wouldn't think it, man. That's why the boys did South Coast Metalheads, because there actually is quite a lot. So there's, like, sort of kind of a bit like Canberra as well. There's, like, a big metal scene, but there was just no one at the Reigns.
Yeah.
Now that South Coast has, like, taken it by the Reigns.
Yeah,
nice.
Like,
it's building up, man. Like, it's been going well.
Yeah, it's been doing good, and as well as progressing into a metal scene as well. I mean, they've always had a solid like punk and hardcore scene in the coastal areas. I mean, I remember like going to school here and just hearing like a bunch of sort of hardcore and punk bands, and had mates that were in punk bands. There's only a few metal bands, and it's really progressed now to have more bands, and not just from here, but bands from all around Australia coming here to play.
Yeah,
So
like yourself from pretty much Melbourne.
Down south, yeah.
Victoria, like just coming here just to play is like really cool.
Yeah, we couldn't be more happy that you're here.
Obviously Melbourne, like people like Whoretopsy and things like that. Like it's just cool to see such a massive turnout and watch it grow over the years.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it nearly feels like Luke was sick of not having as many metal gigs, so I did this whole thing just so that he could watch more bands.
That's a fair enough.
That's a good idea. Want to see more shows? Just start a little company up, get some more metal bands down.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's alright.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. No, but anyway, it's been good having you on the show, man. We'll
thanks for having me.
And, like, it's been good to learn a little more about you, and I'm keen to see how you go.
Yeah, cheers, boys.
I'm just keen to see like how the whole dynamics work.
It's gonna be filthy, I'll tell you that. It's gonna be fucking rotten.
Yeah.
No, thanks for coming on the show, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you down the track if we're ever down that way. We'll be sure to drop you a line.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Cheers, boys.
Yeah. Okay, so that ends our interview with Cuck Lord. Stick around for some more bands to come on Canberra Metalheads. Marky Malphas here and Benphegor, and we've got another cool band for you guys tonight. So get to meet everybody. With starting from the side, we got.
Yeah, I'm Luke. I sing in Chambers of Insanity.
I'm Ads. I play guitar.
I'm Davey, I play drums.
I'm Brendo, the new bass player.
Cool.
Fuck yeah.
Good to have all you guys on the show.
Yeah, thanks for coming down, guys.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
That's all good, man.
So, how was the trip down? Where did you guys leave from?
I left from Maitland, which is about 30 minutes inland from Newcastle, and these boys are from Central Coast area, kind of Newcastle area, so good 5-6 hour drive. It was pretty good, you know. It's a bit of death metal playing while we're driving, you know.
Just got to keep yourselves awake.
Yeah, fucking oath. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
A little bit of 90s pop.
Yeah, a bit of 90s pop, you know. Got to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston came up a couple times.
Fucking classic.
Classic, absolute banger.
We usually creep a little hip hop into our stuff as well, you know.
We were actually talking about classic hip hop and talking about how you know, they don't do it like the 90s, like Ice Cube and shit like that, and like, you know, Dr. Dre and shit.
Well, this is a funny thing, sorry, man. I actually watched this video clip the other day of Will Smith coming back into the rap game, man, and he just like destroyed every new rapper. Just
Dude.
Like, this is Smith we're talking about.
Yeah. Dude, the whitest black rapper ever, and he's just killing the game again. I can't wait for new. I actually messaged him on Instagram because of that video. He'll never see it, but I fucking, whatever.
Yeah, just throw it out.
Just throw it out there. Yeah,
I think the 90s was like a revolutionary time for all genres. Not like when you think about it, I think what we've got today is all rooted from everything that happened then. So.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, you've got a bit of 70s stuff coming back with like Ghost and shit like that. Like their new record came out yesterday, which is really good. But you're definitely right. There's a big comeback from the 90s for sure.
Which is what we want.
Yeah.
What we need.
Yeah, definitely.
Really. Yeah. But I'll quickly go into the first question. So where did your band name come from? What inspired it?
So the band name Chambers of Insanity came from my bedroom wall. Adam and I have been in the band since 1999 when we met. We met in year 7.
Yeah.
So we've been attached to the hip ever since then. Back then I played bass and he played drums. And you fucking hated it, didn't you? Piece of shit, yeah. Fucking yeah. And we were trying to come up with band names. We had some really shit band names. We tried to be, what did we call ourselves? Obsidian. Yeah, we were Obsidian for a while, and there was Lobotomy. There was, but Lobotomy was taken by a German band or a Swedish band. And then we were like, one of the old guitarists was like, "Oh, we should call it Sky Chains," and I'm like, "No, that's the shittest name I've ever heard. Get the fuck out of my band."
Our band?
No, my band. So I still say that. I've kicked Brendo out of the band like 3 times today.
I've worked too long and hard on this.
Yeah, fucking oath. But we were sitting around and I had like, you know, I was classic metalhead teenager. I had posters all over the wall, and I had a Coal Chamber poster up, and I had a Jonathan Davis from Korn poster, and he had a shirt that said Insanity.
Yeah.
And we were pointing at like a bunch of words and just writing them down, and then we're all like, what about Insane Chambers? And then Adam and I both kind of at the same time, we were all like, what about Chambers of Insanity? And
sort of clicked.
That sounds a lot better than
we stared deep into each other's eyes and went, that's amazing. We can't wait to fuck in the Chambers of Insanity.
Do you both have like ass marks from like Tenacious D as well?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Chambers of Insanity.
Tanark, yeah, we definitely.
You'll actually see 2 boys here tonight that have that tattoo from South Coast Metalheads.
That's fucking awesome. Actually, our ex-manager Jay, he's got the pick tattooed on his arm, the pick of destiny.
Cool. I feel like that's a lot more visible but less commitment.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, a little bit more accepting. If you walk into a corporate office, they'll be like, "Oh, that's cool," but instead of like just being like, "Yeah, check out my new tattoo."
Corporate offices not being able to walk in mooning people.
Yeah, just straight pull out your asshole. Can you show us where you shit from, please? So this is part of the resume.
All right, so like. Obviously, you told us some of your influences before, but what, like, amongst the whole band, what's your biggest influence at the moment?
Well, we'll go down the line and we'll start with Brendo. What's your influence?
Beer, Metallica, Pantera, all that classic 90s kind of groove, death metal.
Yeah, nice, man. Yeah, cool. Good choice.
Davi? Contemporary jazz.
Actually, he's not lying. He's the drummer, so you...
So do you like jazz?
He likes hot jazz all over his face.
Contemporary hot jazz.
Metal-wise, probably classic thrash, classic death, and then I take...
the band and the genre?
Yeah, and I take like influences from pretty much every genre that there is. that exists.
That's
yeah.
a good way to do it, man.
Yeah.
Take a bit of everything and then just make it unique.
I'm
Bruce Lee of the band.
Yeah, exactly. That's I basically am always trying to be a cross between Jacob Bannon from Converge and fucking old mate from DSI. What's his name? Fucking Glenn Benton. That's what I'm trying to do. If I can get anywhere between those two, then I'm happy.
Yeah, man.
And you'll
Yeah,
see
sick,
it.
dude.
You'll see it tonight, and you'll be like, okay, I understand what you're talking about.
I'm pretty keen. So, what's your most memorable gig you've ever played? Like, or the most memorable thing that's happened at a gig that you played at?
We're gonna tell you two. Actually, can we tell you two? Are we, just real quick. Okay, we're gonna. What do you reckon, Annandale and Hamo? Because Annandale was fucking awesome, and you guys weren't around for the Annandale. That's still back. So we played a show at the Annandale Hotel before it like went through the whole drama.
Yeah.
And we killed it, and we played with a bunch of old metal bands that have now broken up. James Ivani,
Dark Half still together.
Oh yeah, Darker Half. Yeah, we played with those guys. And the bar staff liked us so much that they gave us free beers for the rest of the night.
That's
so
pretty
it was
dope, man.
pretty amazing. And they were like passing us beers through the crowd as we were playing, so that was pretty amazing.
And I woke up hugging the toilet that night.
Speaking of hugging the toilet and alcohol abuse, let's talk about our favourite, worst, best gig ever where you had to learn how to play guitar again because you were on you'd had a few too many drinks.
Yeah.
And yeah, do you want to tell the rest of the story or?
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I organised this gig at the Hamilton Station Hotel, and it was
Newcastle.
it was pretty big. There was a good turnout, and it was going to be a pretty good night. Anyway,
With Grim Demise from Newcastle, who are awesome. They just released a new album. Go and get it.
ate a couple of flowers, and then drank about 6,050 billion beers.
Which is not that far of a stretch because you were drinking beers.
Finally got to when it was time for us to play, and
We were headlining.
I had to try and work out where my fingers went on the fretboard, and then they had to get me a chair to sit on, and then I just stopped, and I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah,
I'm
and
fucked. And then
we ended up pulling him off the stage, and Grim Demise, the guys from Grim Demise jumped up, and we did some covers of some classic Sepultura and Pantera and Metallica songs, and you died in the corner.
just turned into a cover set with like it was like a best of the Newcastle bands.
Yeah, yeah. all
Everyone
the-
played,
Yeah.
and
At least
then
they jumped up and helped out, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
a lot of bands would just be like,
Nah,
it's their fault.
Newcastle,
But-
bro. The scene's small, but what we've got is a real good brotherhood. Like everyone's
that's
kind
good,
of,
man.
we all play with each other all the
Yeah.
time, in the bands
Always
and
one.
also in private areas as well. But yeah, no, it's very incestuous. Davies played in Grim Demise. I sang for Grim Demise for a while. We've all been in each other's bands and shit. So yeah, it's very cool. We were all happy to be a part of the Newcastle scene for
Yeah,
sure.
nice, man. Well, thanks so much for coming down from Newcastle as well. Like,
Thanks for having us, man.
That's
Like
all
we're
right,
so stoked on this place. This place is beautiful.
Yeah.
Wish you could see it.
It's a nice spot. I mean, check out Instagram if you ever want to see what the guys are playing on tonight.
That's right.
But you haven't played a Heathen Fest before, obviously. I mean, you got good impressions from the start. What's the what sort of treats you got in store for us tonight? Anything special?
You're probably going to hear some really dumb comments from me on stage. I'm probably going to upset some people in the crowd. And it's just really, I don't know, groovy, heavy metal. Yeah, the heavy metals, you know. If you don't headbang to it, you probably don't like metal. That's the way that I see it.
yeah, nice, man.
That's the way it is, yeah.
Yeah, it's the way of the scene headbang, and even after you have hair to bang with.
Yeah,
just
that's
keep
right, that's
going.
right. Just fucking
If Bolden
headbang.
got a beard, you can bang.
Yeah,
that.
Yeah,
just have
beard bang. That's
beard
fucking
bang.
That's it. Davey actually cut off all his hair not long ago. I like to bring it up because it's really breaking his heart. And
Why
so
would you do that, man?
he got Oh my god. Oh man, if you got David, I'll give him a cuddle later. He'll be okay.
He's still in the top 10 hairiest dudes here, though.
Oh yeah, that's right.
should see him with his shirt off.
Yeah, same with your shirt.
See how the gig goes, mate.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's good to have you guys on the show. I mean, obviously, we're interviewing a few bands tonight, but it's cool to have you guys all in here. And
yeah, well, if you're ever in Canberra, we'll hit you up, or you guys hit us up, and we'll actually have you in the studio for a proper.
That'd be
proper
really,
nice
really
interview,
fucking
man.
cool.
Or if we ever come up to Newcastle, maybe we can.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
There seems to be a pretty solid scene in Newcastle.
Yeah.
We'll
So
definitely go check it out.
it's definitely something.
Dude, there's so many bands coming out there, like Pure Envy, who are a thrash metal band.
Yeah.
Obviously us, because we're the fucking best band on the planet. Grim Demise, and then Cerebral Contortion are back. Yeah. Who else is kicking around? There's not a great deal. I mean, Taken by Force are a hardcore band, but you know they've got
The Seer.
The Seer. Oh man, The Seer.
Oh, yeah.
So Ryan Huffman's from The Seer actually recorded our record. He's an unofficial fifth member of the band. He did all the guitar solos and everything like that, and we love that guy. Yeah, he's a spirit animal. I've definitely nursed his hair quite a bit in days gone past. Before he cut it off, yeah.
Yep. And
Another
now,
one, exactly. That's right.
give it to you once you cut it off.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to all our Newcastle friends. We love it there.
Yeah, no, it's good to have you on the show. And before we head off, I heard that you do a podcast yourself. What was that called?
Yeah, it's called I Don't Have Time to Work, because I don't have time to work. All I want to do is fucking make music and make movies and make art and hang out with my friends. So
sweet. We'll definitely put a link to that in the
cool.
description of this.
It's on everything.
Yeah.
Literally any source of social media.
Yeah.
Twitch, Reddit. We're on Pinterest even. I don't have time to work. We're everywhere.
Yeah, wicked.
Cool, yeah, so
Thanks,
check it
guys.
out. I don't have time to work. Well, it's good to have you guys on the show, and we're excited to see you guys play.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, and I hope you guys have a good night. So thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that was
Cheers for having us.
Chambers of Insanity here on Canberra Metalheads. Welcome back to Canberra Metalheads. You got Marky Malphas here and Benny Benphegor. We're joined here with the boys from South Coast Metalheads. We got Lukey Lucifer and Barnsey Bounzerbob.
What's going on, guys?
Cheers. Thanks for having us.
It's good to see our little sister chapter in work.
Yep, it's good to have you guys on the show. We've interviewed a few bands from Heathen Fest, which you guys are gearing up for tonight. How's the process been of organising the event going?
I want to say it was easy, but it is stressful at times. But everything seems to be falling into place so far.
Yep, that's what you want from it.
I think sort of after last year, I was going to take a few weeks break before I started organising anything. I think it was like a week later, Barnsey just sort of walked into my room and was like, "Hey man, I just emailed Whoretopsy for Heathen Fest next year." And that's how it went down. So sort of Barnsey took the ropes on this one this year.
Fuck yeah, man.
And I sort of let him do it. I mean, I don't really think we have a process for organising shit, but our template seemed to work so far so good. I mean, all the bands that have played here have been happy. The venue's a good venue and stuff. So
we definitely hear about Heathen Fest up in Canberra from like bands and stuff. People talking to us.
yeah, man.
Stuff like that about us. That's pretty good to like.
The crazy thing is, man, people are getting onto us saying like, "Hey, man, we heard about your gig, or we heard about your venue, we heard about whatever you guys are doing down there," and we were like, "Oh, yeah, sweet. Like, where you from? Who'd you hear it from?"
Yeah.
And it's somewhere obscure, Central West New South Wales or something. People that we don't know personally.
Yeah.
The fact that it's travelled so far in such a short period of time.
It's only been a year.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like
really.
A year today, it all
Yeah.
started.
a year since the first Heathen Fest.
Yeah.
So it's been, like, what's that, a year and a bit in planning all up
Yeah.
to really kick off. So South Coast Metalheads has been kicking for, what's this now, our fourth year?
Yeah.
Second year as a registered business that we've actually been doing shit.
Yeah.
So in a 2-year turnaround, people are already coming to us, which still blows me away, man. I'm just a little kid listening to music in my fucking room, like.
Well, the amazing thing is, like, fucking, like, it's been a year, and you look at the fucking lineup you got for this year. Like, it's a Whoretopsy of Whoretopsy. Like,
That's sort of it's great too that it wasn't something we had to negotiate for.
yeah.
We didn't have to work for it. Like we emailed the Whoretopsy guys, and they were like, "Yeah, sure," like fucking. It's
I'm pretty sure I shat a full brick when they said that. Like, I was freaking out. I walked
were.
into Luke's room and I was like, they fucking said yes.
yeah, it's sort of like you send out your maybes, and then like when the maybes confirm, it's really fucking cool,
Yeah, man.
So to pull a headliner is like that.
Yeah.
You know, when was the last time you seen Whoretopsy play a regional show?
Never.
You know, it's ages. We appreciate it. I'm sure they love the like being able to
Yeah.
play a small place that they haven't played to before.
Yeah,
That's it. And like, it's not even like it's such a small place. Like, we have South Coast Metalheads. You guys have like such a great following, as you mentioned in your video yesterday. Like, you've been known as like such a good group of people. And, like,
One
so
of
respectful and
one of
everything.
the best crowds, man. I mean, like metalheads in general. Is I had an interview with ABC this morning, and the chick was sort of like, "Oh, aren't you scared that like by donating to charities you're gonna ruin your reputation?" I was like, we're people too, you know, like we donate to like Beyond Blue, Blue Ribbon, White Ribbon, and all that sort of shit. We have issues as much as everyone else. We're people too. Just because we listen to heavy music and shit doesn't mean that we have to be dicks. And it's shown in the crowd. You know, talk to any of the bar staff from the waterfront, and they're like, dude, they line up, they pay with the correct change. They say please and thank you, and they're like, I'm sorry, that beer's there off tap, can I get you anything else? They're like, oh, yeah, you know, like fucking just...
We also know our beers, so...
Yeah, or just
drink a lot of beer, so that's how...
anything else.
100 beers, exactly 100 beers.
So I'm going to kick it off with one question. The start of the question. So, what is South Coast Metalheads? Where did it all begin?
Well, I'd rather go back in time.
Come with us now for a journey through time and space.
Let's go back 4 years. 3 drunk blokes sitting in a room together. How about we make a Facebook page about metalheads and meet other dudes that like metal as well?
It literally started, our mate Doug had like this wild idea of like, we were like the only metal guys in town, and we really wanted like other metal guys to hang out with.
Yeah.
So he made this page and made us all admin of this page.
So it was like Tinder, but for metalheads.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And then I Zuckerberged the fuck out of him. No, so like, it started, we were just going to like meet up at the pub every other month and like just talk metal and shit.
Yeah.
But we realised that we were like the only metalheads in town, so it turned into like a music appreciation page and like just Australian metal and shit. And then we started doing stuff, and Doug's life got pretty busy, so Doug handed the reins over to us. He's still like, he's sort of like, he's like the godfather. Every time we do something, he kicks something upstairs to Doug.
Yeah.
Because he's the founder of it all, you know. He started South Coast.
He's also the designer for our posters as
He does
well.
all of our posters.
wicked.
He does all of our, like, I don't even own a computer, man. Someone's just like, hey, can you send me that logo? I have to email Doug to email that dude. You know, like,
It's the first gig organised off a phone.
yeah, man, I literally do all this shit. Like, people are like, oh, yeah, running your own business from home, what's that like? I'm like, dude, I sit in my underwear, scratch my nuts on my phone. Like,
That's the best thing about it.
Sometimes with your phone.
yeah, that's it. So it all just started from home, man. We had no idea, you know, 4 or 5 years ago that we were going to be organising festivals, especially with the fall of Pitted. We sort of realised it was too good of a thing to lose. The crowd at that point was almost a solid 100. It was easy for us just to say, well, let's do it. You know, there's definitely enough support in the area for it, and it shows in all of our gigs. Yeah, exactly. Here we are.
No, it's great to see it progress over the time, and obviously we owe a lot to you guys for what we've become with Canberra Metalheads so far.
Canberra Metalheads is another thing, man. People have been emailing me and sending me messages like, hey man, you're doing a really cool thing in Canberra. I'm like, well, I'm not doing shit, man. Like, email Marky and Ben, they're the dudes, you know, they're the metalhead, man.
I'm glad it's catching on. I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, well, I think it's the first thing I said when Mark goes like, oh, Ben said this thing. I'm like, well, it fucking makes sense, doesn't it? Like,
Well, it's fucking awesome to see you guys, because you guys have taken off a lot faster than us.
So we've had you guys to work off from. It's not like
we've had a solid
nothing.
foundation to build
the foundation
on.
was more than enough.
But what you guys are doing, keep it up. Like,
thanks,
with this
man.
fucking podcast, it's awesome.
But so it goes to show, you know, like for such a large community that the metalheads in Australia are, you know, it's an untapped thing.
Yeah.
People are screaming for, like, they want more gigs, they want more venues, live music's dying, they want, you know, more stuff to listen to, more awareness. You know, everyone's doing something, but no one's actually doing it. So
Yeah, that's it, and that's what's so great about you guys. Like, just everything it is. Like, you've given us a foundation. You give everyone in South Coast a foundation of, like, just amazing.
it's
awesomeness.
been able to be a part of something.
Yeah.
To call it.
And that's
Man,
it.
tell you what was tapped when we were at fucking Vader and
Oh yeah, Vader and Creator.
Vader and Creator. I was too much of a pussy shit to fucking get in the pit because I'm like an old man nowadays. So I was sort of like, I'm standing up on the edge of the pit and I'm looking down, and here are these like 3 dudes with fucking South Coast Metalheads patches on. I've never seen in my fucking life.
Yeah, that's really one, man.
And then like I think Scurvy had something to do with that. So I don't know where he puts
Scurvy's
him.
good with that
Scurvy
stuff,
like
anyways.
fucking every gig. Lord Scurv buys like fucking 10 patches. And I don't know where they fucking go, but somebody out there is rocking a patch that I haven't met yet.
So
But,
if you're rocking a patch and you don't know who South Coast Metalheads are, send them a message because they want to know who you are.
yeah, that's it, man. I fucking but like yeah, and then it was like the dudes from Temptress, so it was like the dudes from Temptress and their mates. But like dudes in Sydney are rocking our shit, and it's like fucking
that's
crazy.
what you want, man.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason that Ben and I like first initiated conversation together is because I was just at the bar one night. Ben came up, ordered
Had nothing
himself.
to do with his beard.
Yeah, or the fact I sent you a message earlier that night and said go to the basement, my brother works there.
yeah. So little did I know, little Lukey Cupid was behind it all. But,
Yeah, I did. I teed it up. It's nice to see like it's like this is how like prearranged marriages must feel.
Yeah.
I think this actually worked off better than a pre-arranged marriage.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I feel more committed to this. But yeah, it's
No
not a
shotgun
marriage.
either.
Yeah, it's not a marriage unless you got an ABN.
Yeah, that's it, and a shared bank account.
Yeah, exactly. But no, it's been good to see how it's gone over the years. I mean, you guys put a lot of work into planning these gigs, and it all shows. And I mean, just interviewing the band so far and speaking around, we can hear all of the work that's gone into this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That's great to hear because I have been biting my nails, chain smoking for the last 6 months. It's like, oh, hopefully this turns out well because I feel like an idiot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the work-
lot riding on your back, man. Like,
dude, it's good though.
It felt so much better when I like gave some to Luke when I started my new job.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
some gone all week.
Especially at the start, throwing Barnesy in the deep end was sort of like a lot to see.
yeah.
But like at the start of it, everyone's like saying to me like, "Oh, what can we do? How can we help you and stuff?" I'm like, "I don't know what I'm fucking doing." I'm just like, I emailed a band and now they're playing my venue. Like this is how it happens. So like Barnesy's doing the same thing. He's like, "What do I do now?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"Now you wait." Like
you
there's
better.
nothing really you can fucking do.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's sorry.
So like now like Barnesy's got his new job. He's out of town 5 days a week. It makes it hard. I don't have my dude to like bounce my ideas off at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like we're gonna like have South Coast Metalhead stubby holders. You know,
I
like,
got some messages like
Yeah.
from Marky.
Yeah.
I opened up the tab of our ideas and it's like, Canberra beard oil. That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, I just jot stuff down as soon as I have an idea. And Ben, I was just like, "Hey Ben, I wrote a note in there for you to look at. It was something else." And I heard him on the phone while he was going in there, and he just goes like, "Canberra Metalheads beard oil. That's an amazing idea." And I'm like, "No, it's after that."
Let's say it this morning on the interview with the ABC. They're like, "So it must be hard to grow a beard." I'm like, "No, really. You just stop shaving."
Yeah.
Right? She's like, "Do all metalheads have beards?" I'm like, "No. Like, some of us don't have beards." Like,
Yeah.
like, have you like? I was sort of half thinking like, you know that one silhouette cutout they use at the gun range. It's like she had that with just like metal heads above it, and it was just like a dude with like a beard and like a patch jacket, and like you know, just sitting there. And she's like, "All right, so that's what you guys look like, right?" And it's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck your shit up, man. Some of us don't have hair at all."
Legit, man. Fonzie. But it's a sort of nice beard.
Yeah, no.
He's kind of got like the Ragnar. If you know what Ragnar looks like in about season 4.5.
Yeah, he's
no hair and a long beard.
I get it all the time. I think, is it Chloe, Benji's missus from Wretch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mrs. Wretch. Yeah.
Yeah, Mrs. Wretch. She come running up to me, chased me from one side of the basement to the other. She goes, taps me on the shoulder, I turn and she goes, "You know you look like Ragnar Lothbrok?" And I was just like dazed because I just got out of the pit. I was like, "Thank you." I hear that a lot. You don't know what to say to that.
Yeah. I used to get it, and then my beard got longer, and people are just like, "You look like ZZ Top." Like, it's like
If,
I knew that's when it had changed. Like as soon as my beard hit a certain length, I stopped getting called Ragnar. I mean, Luke and I have been to gigs before, and people have just come up. We went to the night we met up with Missy and Cal. heard Cal before from Terravorous. We went out to this show and I just shaved the sides of my beard and sides of my head, and my beard was sort of like a bit shorter. All night, people just coming up going like Ragnar, because it was like right around the time season 3 just came.
It was what was that? That was at the UV bar for a Chrome get together. You've never seen someone dance until you see Marky dance in a trench coat. It's like a public flasher, but there's like clothes and shit underneath. Like he's just like on the dance floor. But at the same time, man, I look over. So I'm talking to Missy and Cal. I'm like, these guys are really cool. And I look over and Mark's got like 5 chicks dancing with him. But like they're not dancing, they're all just like stroking his beard. And while he's like just opening one side of his trench coat, closing it, and then opening the other side of his trench coat and closing it.
They would walk into him.
Yeah, it was like the goth shuffle from fucking South Park. And then like we get home and Mark's just like threw out this like handful of phone numbers, and like at the time I was single and fucking desperate, and I was just like going through the bin and I'm just like, what are you fucking doing? Like, what's this shit? And it's just like, nah man, they're only interested in the beard, they're not real people. Like
Mike drop his leaves, man.
Oh man, I remember that. No, that was a good time.
But it's funny because if you see me with Barnes or Marky and you've never seen Ragnar, you're gonna think I've got them tattooed on my arm.
Yeah. Hey man, is that a Barnesy tattoo?
Yeah man, I just liked him that much.
Holy fuck, you've got Raquel tattooed too.
Wait, isn't that Gabrielle from Xena?
I've got some mad cunt up here with fucking lovely mascara going down his eyes. Just a bit sad.
Oh cool, 13-year-old Luke.
Yeah man.
After yeah. No, but it's been good having you guys on the show. I mean, obviously a lot of work goes into these things, and we got lots of things to expect on the track. Is there any expectations for next year already? You got anything in the pipe?
I've already started sending out emails for next year. I think we're gonna go. I think we're gonna go probably black metal next year.
No,
Just round it all off.
Please.
We're gonna try and sort of start doing things a little bit themed. I've had quite a few people say like, oh, it's so cold, I don't like going out in the cold. So we're sort of trying to tee up like a bit of a smaller event in summer, maybe something a little bit more rock and roll. So
Summerfest.
yeah, like we're thinking like a summer assault tour sort of thing. We want to run it up and down the coast, and that's we're looking to open up the coast again for tours and sort of bring live music back to the area. But like we want to do a bit more rock and roll, a bit more stuff, few bigger things.
There's some really good rock and roll bands.
Awesome bands, man.
Some good ones as well. Johnny Roadkill.
Yeah, Johnny Roadkill, man. They're fucking
Bleeding Gasoline.
yeah, they're awesome. So we really want to
Dirtbag, an old school rock and roll band.
Yeah, man.
From Sydney, just got signed to a new label. I saw it the other day. I want to hit them up, see if they want to do anything.
Yeah, man. They see.
We'll discuss it between each other.
Yeah, man. We'll throw it out there now. If there's any like stoner doom metal or rock and roll that wants to sort of play
Rock and roll gigs. I mean, you've got bands like Witch Skull from Canberra.
Witch Skull are fucking. They're one of my all-time favourites.
I'd love to get Devil Electric.
Yeah.
Woman lead singer, they're fucking off their tits.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Witch Skull are one of my favourites. Sort of. I've had very few moments where I've actually like been like starstruck. And the two that come to hand, I mean, like I remember like when we saw Goat Whore, I was just hanging out the back with them smoking cigarettes. My brother comes over to me, like Marky comes over to me, he's just like, that was fucking Goat Whore, man. I'm like, yeah, no, they didn't even have a lighter. Anyway, but like fucking when Mr. White or Yuri or whatever his name from King Parrot. This is the 2 times I've been starstruck. When we saw him at in Maggie's, I went up to the merch booth, and he looked at me and he goes, "Hey, Jan," and I was like, "Oh, can I have a shirt?" And he was just like, he's like, "Fuck yeah, all right, like don't shit yourself." And with Witch Skull, the first time I seen him play, and Joel came over and he's sort of like, "Oh, the promoter told me that you're a fan of fucking Armored Angel." Comes over and I'm sitting there going like, yeah man, I've got the patch on my fucking, this is sick, like, yeah. So they're the 2 times meeting Joel from Witch Skull, because he's one of my favourite Australian musicians. All them guys, man, they're
man. No, that's good. Yeah, no, there's been plenty of good gigs. I remember when Luke came up to me after that one and was just like, man, I was just talking to the fellas from King Parrot and I'm like, whoa, these dudes been hanging out with Phil Anselmo from Pantera, like, it kind of hit me really hard, and he was just sitting there like, so do you want this shirt or?
Yeah, it's
No, go on.
yeah, it's very rarely it happens, but like I think when you get to meet your heroes or like dudes like that, it is pretty fucking cool. And when they're local musicians, you realise like how many fucking cool bands there are in Australia.
No, man,
And
that's unreal.
Especially in Canberra, man.
Yeah.
The base, are you just hanging out the back and just
Yeah.
smoking a cig or something, and people come up to you
Yeah.
afterwards and just be like, fucking, do you know who that was? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I do actually. Like, I'm trying to keep my
cool.
I'm trying to be cool at the moment.
Just as well, Reggae just walked in. What was the who was the ex player from Dimmu gear that was there?
Jamie from Dimmu.
Yeah.
Was
So
there a few weeks back.
yeah, so you just have things like that, and it's just like just sitting there at the bar chatting to dudes that are just from massive bands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. So anyway, no, it's been good having you guys on the show. I
Yeah,
mean,
thanks for coming on, guys.
Thanks for having us.
we're sure to see a lot more stuff from you guys down the track, and it's been awesome working with you over the past
definitely.
few weeks of having
Thanks
this
for everything.
podcast up.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
No
I
worries.
can only see it getting bigger and better over the years.
It's
So
better.
Yeah. We got a lot invested in you guys now.
yeah. So nope, that's been the guys from South Coast Metalheads. You're listening to Canberra Metalheads, Heathen Fest edition.
Keep it metal, motherfuckers.
Keep it metal, guys.
You go at Marky, Malphas, Benny Benphegor, and here we have Gutter Tactic. So introducing the band, we've got
Yeah, Nick, one of the guitarists from Gutter Tactic.
Yep.
John, bass player. And Rowan, the other guitarist.
cool.
Wicked.
Oh, it's good to have you guys on the show.
Yeah, thanks for coming in, guys.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, sweet as, man.
Your, as we
Sick.
heard a minute ago, your fun trip down.
Yeah.
Tyre.
Yeah. Good fun. Blew a tyre. Yep.
yeah,
Well, at least you still made it. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Still beat us.
At least we got out of Sydney, for Christ's sake.
yeah, it's good to get down. So, what time do you have to leave this morning to get down here?
I left at 7:30.
Yep.
Yeah. I was here an hour a bit ago.
Yep.
We left about 9:30.
Yeah, we aimed to leave at 8:30. Someone had a big night last night, so he's
Yeah.
delayed.
Yep.
It's pretty standard. But
Yeah. Hopefully, another big one tonight too.
Oh,
eh?
yeah, hope so.
Pretty
What
sure,
time do
yeah.
we have to get kicked out in the morning?
Yeah. I think they write their own rules sometimes.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think they're more laid back here, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty
laid back, especially on a big night like this. I think
Yeah.
they're a little bit more lenient.
No one's going to be coming in on a Sunday night for a stay over.
Yeah, that's it, man. Well, the place is pretty much all booked out for this gig, so it's good to see so many people coming.
Yeah.
I think last year we had in the high levels near capacity for the gig, so this
Sweet.
year's only going to be bigger. So
Nice.
yeah, I mean,
It's good to hear.
yeah, and this
Yeah.
is your first Heathen Fest. I mean, how do
Hopefully not
you
your last.
Yeah.
how do you
Well.
how'd you find getting ready for the gig and stuff? You guys keen to? Have you ever done something similar to this before? Or
Oh, we have played in quite a few different festivals and whatnot. Like we've supported some decent bands like Havoc and King Parrot and all those guys.
Played Whoretopsy
Um,
before and stuff.
But this is actually our first show with the new guitarist Rowan and our new singer Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
New
so
vocalist. Yep.
we've pretty much spent the last 3 months just preparing for this show exactly. Well, yeah.
We find out about January. So it's been nearly 6 months.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
cool.
Good.
So-
Lot of practicing.
Yeah, to know
Yeah,
how
we've
much
been
practice and
been priming up
latency
quite a
and
bit, like,
Yeah,
and this is like the first kind of show, so it's. I think we're pretty ready to
Yeah.
get into it. And
That was-
Good one to break the ice.
Yeah,
with.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we at the rate it's going at the moment, might even be a bit of ice to break with this weather.
Yeah.
It's good if nice cold weather means we get all warmed up inside.
Yeah,
Watching-
and I mean,
Yeah.
what a perfect theme for a Heathen gig. I mean,
Yeah.
to be in the heart of winter and
Oh, yeah.
listen to some
Yeah.
solid metal,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I'm a snow bunny too, so I love the cold.
Yeah.
I hate 40-degree heat. Fuck
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the
Yeah.
same, man.
that. Yeah.
Fuck that.
No, it's perfect.
No,
so
I can't.
many
No.
bands have hoodies
Big
and stuff for merch. I mean, it's such
Yeah.
a fitting time to sell out
Yeah,
your,
totally.
your merchant. Yeah,
Every
no,
bit of
We got
stuff,
shirts
Yeah,
and
we've
stuff.
got our
and
shirts and CDs.
Yeah,
but-
sweet.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
cool. We'll
Yeah.
definitely grab some CDs
Yeah,
off you and
definitely.
stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean, stick around to hear some music from Gutter Tactic.
Nice.
Well, I'll start off the first question. So, where did the name come from? Where was the influences and everything like that?
So when we all first got together and we had just been told we've got our first show and we need a name,
Yeah.
it was basically everyone go home, write up a list of suitable names, and then we'll come back next week. Well,
Yeah.
we all came back with
Well, we-
horrible ideas.
Well, we had like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
Except Aaron, the singer at the time.
yeah.
Had like I had a list like about 30 names, and just this one gutter tactic just stood out amongst everyone else's.
Yeah, at first I thought you said cutter tactic or something. It's my stabbing hand.
That's still pretty cool though. Like even if it was.
But yeah, gutter tactic. It's like a political strategy to bring down your opponents. And at the time, Aaron
journalism, I think.
Yeah,
Gutter
exactly.
Journalism, gutter tactic.
Yeah.
And it's something that the last two singers have focused on a little bit. Is politics and all that kind of jazz.
It's such a big influential thing in politics. Like,
yeah.
It's terrible. It's also terrible.
Yeah, I mean, in the metal scene, I think that it's like a perfect platform to like express your feelings for certain
Exactly.
things, and what better to do it than to express it in music?
Yeah,
Yeah, you can actually get away with most things through music. You can't necessarily go out in the street and start protesting. You'll be slapped and chained up and off you go.
And I mean, I'd prefer to listen to a song about it than a protest. Or how much better is it to come to gigs and see, awesome,
too lazy
awesome
to do
lineups?
that.
Yeah, exactly. But I'll happily come to gigs and see you guys smash it out.
Exactly.
Nice. Yeah.
Cool.
Sick.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously you guys probably we'll talk before about some of the gigs that you guys have been on. What's been your most memorable over the years?
Well, we had at Frankie's in Sydney.
Yep.
There's Slatanic Swillfest.
Yeah.
There's a couple of really good bands. Supported.
Bastardizer.
Bastardizer. Sumeru, really, really cool band.
Yeah.
And supported Bloodduster.
Yeah.
Up there, and it was just, it's huge, man. It was like,
about 300
maybe 400
people
so
right to
people.
the back. Our singer got
It was
picked
mental.
up and crowd surfed to the back of the room and
always
back to
squashed
the
in
stage.
the ceiling and shit. It was like pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great venue. I recommend anyone that's in Sydney to go to Frankie's.
It's probably one of the prime
Frankie's
venues
Pizza
in
by the
Sydney.
Slice.
Yeah.
It's like an Italian restaurant, like underground.
Yep.
But then
You go through
these like kind of saloon doors, and then there's like this massive like gig room, and it's it's really sick actually. It's a good venue.
Like the goods, man.
Yeah.
I think
goes
King
sick.
Parrot and Psychroptic and all that drop in there and do a free show whenever they're in Sydney.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, when I hear crowd surfing, I instantly think King Parrot anyway. So
Yeah.
No, it's that's good. Like, it's good to think back about some cool gigs that you guys have done as well. Like, because it kind of helps motivate into what made that gig cool. What to reflect on shit like that. So it's always good to hear about them.
You always want to redo those kind of things, like have mad shows. Everybody has a sick time, and that's what it's about, really. You want to crank and have a blast with everyone,
Yeah. No,
So-
it's good, man.
Yeah.
So as a band, what music from other bands, or like who's your favorite artist? What goes into your band? Like, is there any sort of like anything from other bands that like lead into yours, influences, stuff like that?
Well, I'm really into my black metal and like no. I went and saw Isan just recently, so.
When I was drumming back in the band ages ago, I don't think there was still any influences. It was all just what we wanted to do, and we just blended all the styles in.
Yeah.
Now you guys have written an album, and I've come back into it. I still can't see, an influence. Like, I think it's just
like your own
just everyone.
Unique.
So everyone's kind of put their own influences into what they want to do, and then you guys have just made some killer sounds.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, I came from a different band, which is like more like a heavy kind of progressive rock kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas this is more kind of thrashing out, kind of hectic, and it's kind of hard to adjust to initially. But I had one rehearsal, and then we went and played it straight away. So I got straight into it. But it's been sick fun the whole time, really. It's good fun.
Especially when we get to go away.
We like our little trips.
We've gone up through Queensland and toured up through there and played some amazing shows, and we love Newcastle. Newcastle's like our second home. I think we get bigger crowds. We get bigger crowds up at Newcastle than we do in Sydney.
Sydney's losing it's been losing its touch for a while, really.
No, it's good to branch out. I mean, especially like this show's a good example of that.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, it's a bit of a trip for you, but like, I mean, you can see bands like this just coming down, and especially with headliners like Whoretopsy playing. You wouldn't think that you think that the time where you'd see Whoretopsy playing a venue that was in sort of coastal New South Wales was them times were going to be over.
Yeah.
So it's cool that they're actually coming here and playing and have such cool supports as well.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as I heard they were on the bill, I was like, oh, fuck
Yeah.
Get on to it. Love hanging out with Jake and all of that. Those guys are cool.
No hesitation with taking the gig.
That's wicked. That's what
We only
just want to see.
We only just had the singer.
Yeah.
It was like his first jam, and then you guys hit us up when we're at the jam.
Yeah.
Like, yep, let's do it.
Yep.
We've got something to work towards now.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
get
well,
it.
we're so pleased that you guys could come down and make the time out as well.
Yeah.
It is wicked.
Yeah.
We couldn't be more grateful.
Thanks for having us on this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
We're more than grateful, so cheers.
It's a good way to, break in the new guys who are retired and then brought back and
crawling back.
So
it's always good to have you guys on the show. It's we'll get a few new faces around and interview a few cool bands. I mean, what have you guys got any tips or tricks for us tonight? Anything special we're going to see on stage at Heathen Fest?
Well, the new singer.
Yeah.
He's been quite comical in the jam rooms.
We've got a couple of new tracks that we're going to blast out.
Cool.
Yeah, we have ones that he's actually written. So
You can see his influence.
I'll be interested to see if people can tell the difference between songs that he wrote and the ones that were written by previous vocalists.
Chris, our old singer.
Yeah. No, it's good. So it's sort of introducing the new singer with a few new songs and things like that. So.
Exactly. And he's 20 years old. Like, we're all in our 30s. Our drummer's 20.
Hasn't been destroyed by the world yet.
So, at least the atomic clock behind us is young and he can keep the beat going.
Yeah, that's wicked.
He blasts pretty crazy.
Jumping around.
He'll probably even make a joke tonight about how he's brought down the average age of the band. So
No, that's good. Well, anyway, it's been good having you guys on the show.
Thank you.
Hopefully, if you guys get a gig up in Canberra, so we can actually have you in the studio. And actually
definitely, man. We love coming out.
Basement, not too long ago.
Love coming out.
Desecrator and that.
Desecrator. And,
who's that band? They've got the Hell Circus sound. They are awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Beast and Power.
Yes.
Those dudes are nuts.
Best thing I've ever seen. I was like, fuck yeah.
Those dudes are cracked. I was like, that's mad.
Going after them, I was like, oh no, we can't follow that. Awesome.
Wicked. But next time in Canberra, we'll definitely hit you up, or you guys hit us up.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
We'll organise something.
We can do something in the actual studio and maybe do a bit more of a feature-length show with you guys.
Sounds good, because we always like to stay overnight places too, so we'll have the next day. We always go into town, get a feed. Like Newcastle, we go hit the beaches the next day. Buy piano phones at random markets.
If you guys ever have any upcoming albums, EPs, or gigs you're doing, we're more than happy to promote them on the show as well, and do sort of stuff like that.
Too easy.
That
sounds great. Awesome.
Alright, thanks for coming on the guys.
Oh, thank you very much, guys.
Thanks for coming on the show.
It's good to formally meet you guys and have a good chat.
Thank you for the beer too.
No worries, man.
So stick around for some music from Gutter Tactic here on Canberra Metalheads special Heathen Fest edition. Got Marky, Malphas, Benphegor. We got another cool interview for you guys. We'll introduce the band. So Headless, starting from left to right.
You got Luke Helgeson,
Dave Saddington,
Nick Camaratanis.
Dio F.A. Aguanta. I do bass.
That was Nick, he plays drums. I'm Dave, I do vocals. And Luke, he does guitar. Say hi, Luke.
Hi.
Cool.
Yeah, interviews is our forte.
No, it's cool, man. We love to interview bands, man. We always get to know them a little bit better by the end of it, and you guys are kicking it off really well, man. So a lot of people want to know, like, with band names, what sort of influences the name of the bands, and how did you guys come up with it?
Well, we really just wanted to keep it short and sweet. Like, instead of having We got instead of having like a big fuck off friggin' band name.
Yeah.
Keep it short, sweet. It's memorable. It's just old school death metal. It's all
The
it
name
is.
pretty
It's
much
basic.
fits what-
Yeah,
fits what it's
yeah,
anyway, so-
exactly. You know, short, sweet.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's good. I like it.
Who doesn't like anything that's headless?
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. No, it's, I think that it sticks with you, like, to have a shorter name. I mean, obviously, it's also cool to have a cool logo, and it's always easier to do it with a one word.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, no, it's so it's one of those things. You always see bands with like this huge ass names, especially death metal bands, and it's just like, oh hey, like I've been introduced to people that say like, oh dude, I heard this band the other day. I'll just have to Google it real quick. I'll show you their name.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I mean, it's cool to just have a short headless, and then away we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's awesome, man.
So like, who are your main influences? What like music that you guys enjoy bleeds into the band and makes
Cannibal Corpse, Cannibal Corpse, and Cannibal Corpse.
So that was Cannibal Corpse.
There's Cannibal Corpse.
I
Yeah.
like Cannibal Corpse.
Yeah, all old school death metal, Morbid Angel, Cannibal Corpse.
Malevolent Creation, Monstrosity.
I see you wearing a death hoodie. Like you got some influences there.
Yeah, definitely plenty of old school
Yeah.
ones. Oh, yeah.
My favourite band's Primus, but that has nothing to do with anything.
It's good to know. It's good to know.
Yeah. No, that's it's funny to hear like other bands influencing death metal so heavily that aren't even part of that genre.
Yeah, definitely.
I like one of the last bands that we interviewed. They said like we get influences from all styles of music.
Oh yeah,
and
for
we
sure.
turn it into death metal.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And then make it their unique sound.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what every band does, but it's just like it's cool to like for fans to sort of relate to you guys on a certain way. So like they'll be like, oh, I listen to Cannibal Corpse too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which everyone fucking listen to Cannibal Corpse. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And if you don't listen to Cannibal Corpse, you've seen a video of theirs or a song of theirs, and if someone shows you like, oh, that band, yeah, I know them. Right, dude, why didn't you tell me it was that Cannibal Corpse, man?
We've all seen Ace Ventura.
Yeah, I mean, you know you've hit some next level metal bands when comedians reference you before you even like were part of a like it wasn't part of a reference to any particular metal. It's just you coincidentally became part of a comedy skit.
Definitely.
You know? Cannibal Corpse has done that.
Yeah.
All right, man. So what you guys have obviously played some gigs over the years. How long have you guys been kicking for?
In this,
13.
yeah, 2013, but in this lineup,
2016.
yeah, 2016.
Fuck
So yeah, it's
Me and Nick are original members. We've gone through a couple of lineups.
Yep.
But yeah, kicking ass at the moment. Kicking
Yeah.
goals. So
Yeah,
That's what
right.
you want, man.
working
Probably
on an
the
album.
strongest. Yeah.
Yeah.
Working on an album.
Yeah,
So
wicked. That's definitely what you want, man. Like you just want to be nice and strong and fucking put some fucking music out there.
It took a while. It took a while to find the right
Yeah.
band members, but we feel like we've got the strongest lineup at the
That's,
moment.
that's the thing with bands. Like it's either an instantaneously thing or it's just fucking. It takes a while. But once it takes a while, you fucking get the right people, and that's what you want, man.
yeah, slow and steady wins the race. They say.
Yeah, that's it.
Something like that.
Yeah. Or fretless bass wins the race.
Yes, exactly.
But
I can't. I love Dio so much. He makes my life easy as a one guitar band. Just to have him in the background, just taking care of business.
Yeah, fuck yeah. That's what you want, man.
it's cool to have that extra dynamic of that bass though. Like a lot of bands will just rely on the standard 4-string or something like that. But I mean, it's cool to have that extra level.
Yeah.
He's a proper bass player.
Yeah,
He doesn't follow me. Like,
And Dio's done the rounds with Latin bands, so he's got the skills and the chops, which helps.
I played all types of music, so I've got a lot of background in different cultural music, world music, and I've also played different types of metal, from thrash, black metal, death metal, and like I've also done like some new metal stuff as well. So one of my favorite bands has been Mudvayne, so I've learned a few bass tricks, and also like Primus. When I met Dave, we said Primus. Oh yeah, so we clicked straight away. So, that was good.
Got something to do with it then.
You just have to mention a bunch of band names until you align. It's like when you pair your phone with a Bluetooth. You just like rattle off 5 band names and see which ones match.
Patient someone is.
But the band's gone. This is a great band. It's probably one of the best bands I've been in.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
Vocals, drums, guitar. It's just good. It's great. The level, like it's got a high level of energy, and it's really made my playing improved as well.
Cool.
So I'm really lucky to find a band like this. So.
Awesome. No, it's awesome to hear that you just click so well, and also being such a unique musician, like with that style and background as well. So yeah, it's cool. So out of all the gigs you've had over the years, I mean, what's been the most memorable?
There's been many. Like, honestly, there's been many amazing, fun gigs, but probably the most craziest one that I remember when I was obviously back from the drum kit, when we were in Tasmania playing at the Brisbane Hotel? Yeah. At the Brisbane Hotel, there was chairs getting thrown across the mosh pit, and that was probably, I was just drumming and all of a sudden I can see chairs getting thrown across the bloody mosh pit, and I just could not believe that. I never would have thought I'd ever see that in my life.
That's wicked, man.
But other than that, like, we've had some absolute wicked shows, like, in the last few months. We played with Barrel Chamber at the Tote. Yeah. And that was...
Opening for Duster was good.
We opened for Blood Duster.
The second last show, that was a good one,
yeah.
Messy night.
Very messy night.
Many a messy night.
Mention Blood Duster, you know it's going to get messy.
Oh yeah.
This guy's been doing it for long enough to teach like several generations on how to do it.
Well, we release our stuff through Jason Fuller's label. Goat Sound.
Yeah. Witch Skull, one of the bands that we play. They did some Goat Sound stuff there as well, and they do such a full sound. I mean, they're getting such a reputation for like this genre as well. Yeah. I mean, they already had it, but I mean, it's cool to just hear that name getting around, and we've been able to relate with Canberra bands that are using the same artists.
Yeah. Well, Goat Sound's really good. It's got a lot of bands that all know each other. So when you go on there rehearsing and stuff, everybody knows each other. There's beers and laughs, and there's no bullshit and, what are they playing in that room and all that crap. It's just very united.
Everyone knows what they're there for.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Cool. No, we
and he's old.
And he's old.
We love hanging shit on Fuller all the time because he's an old man. If you ever hear this, Fuller, you're an old man. Grey balls. And he loves hugs.
He loves hugs. Hug him.
Give him hugs.
I think once you hit a certain age, if you've still got your hearing left, you're instantly a legend in the scene.
Like our mate Reggae over there.
One last honourable mention on memorable gigs would be the time we were driving back from Bendigo and the wheel fell off the car. That was a ripper. We were about an hour and a bit out of Bendigo and the wheel fell off the car and we were stuck on the side of the road just laughing.
Mind you, I just registered the car like 6 hours before we left. Like, that was the first trip with that car.
Check out my new car, this is sick. Yeah. So now it's an ongoing joke about Fords and wheels falling off. Sorry, Luke.
Hey, we got here with the Falcon today.
Yeah, the Falcon did well today.
The Falcon did good.
So what can we expect from you guys tonight? For like, what have you got any like brutal things you're gonna do for us tonight?
Slow down jazz.
Jazz fusion solo. Tonight we're gonna be playing a cover.
Yep.
A cover that I'm pretty sure everyone would really enjoy. And we're also playing a new song that's gonna come out in the next. Well, we're hoping to release really soon as a single.
Yep.
And hoping to kill it tonight.
Yeah,
you definitely.
Aside from that, we're just going to do the same old. Put a shitload of energy into it and.
Fuck yeah, guys.
Yeah, just put on.
That's what you want to hear, man. That's what you want to hear.
We're pretty much just finishing up with this last EP and the other songs to prepare for the new album. So as soon as the new album's done, that'll be the new set. We'll still do the old ones every now and then, but it's just that's the next moving forward point.
You definitely have to hit us up when you release that.
Definitely.
Do some stuff.
Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll keep an eye. We love spinning new tracks, and I mean, anything new that we can promote, we're always going to get behind it, especially because you guys have already been on the podcast at this point. So
when you guys come up to Canberra, definitely we'll hit you up.
If
always down.
Or if we ever plan a trip to Melbourne, I mean, we've had a few contacts there already. So I mean, it's always worth it making the trip and doing a cool little tour and seeing a few bands and stuff.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Come and go town.
Yeah, exactly. Just accidentally run into a bunch of legends.
It's always fun.
Wicked, but we'll wrap it up now. But
no, it's good to have you guys on the show. So,
thanks for having us and everything.
Thanks for coming in. I know you guys are probably knackered. It's the last thing you guys want to do, but
it'll give you guys a chance to freshen up before the gig and bloody show us what you've got in store for us. So, thanks everybody for listening. That was Headless on Canberra Metalheads Heathen Fest edition. Welcome back to Canberra Metalheads. You got Marky, Malphas and Benphegor. We're here interviewing the guys from Whoretopsy. So without further ado, here's the band. We've got from right to left.
Lockie, I play bass.
Jake, I play drums.
Matt on guitar. And Luke on guitar.
Awesome. Well, it's awesome to have you guys in the show. Coming up from Melbourne all in one day. It's a pretty hectic trip.
Intense. Especially a fucking favourite band of ours, man.
We've been cranking you. So we've had 3 episodes out so far, and we've had like a Whoretopsy track in each one.
Nice. Fuck yeah.
I think at the last show we closed out with Human Error.
Oh, old school.
And just cranking the old school stuff as well. So it's always good to actually have the band on soon after bloody cranking out some of your stuff. So
well, thank you very much.
To pump out Human Error.
Yeah.
We should do it, man.
Yeah,
it's definitely a favourite of ours, man.
Yeah. We just put that on Spotify, that whole old album.
Yeah,
cool.
So yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, it's Spotify helps out a bit. I actually have those albums from because I worked at the basement for a while. I just recently started working back there again. And I'd always just stock up at the merch booth with CDs, and it helps now that we're doing this that I'm like, I've got these CDs from when that band played, you know.
Yeah.
It's always good, man. I remember listening to some of first 2 albums in the gym. Like my auntie had a home gym. I was living with my parents and with my auntie, and we were in this sort of place that was like, this is our nice house, you know, we've got a gym and shit, and I'd just be in there cranking out Whoretopsy. It's fucking awesome to have you guys here.
Yeah, you're definitely a fucking favourite of ours.
Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. So we'll move into some questions. I mean, everyone gets to know the band a little bit more, faces behind the music and the personalities. What sort of started the name Whoretopsy, or where did the name come from?
I've been in the band the longest, so I'll take this question, and I'll guess I decided on the name in a way. A guy I was living with at the time was also playing in a death metal band, and he was thinking up song titles that would be cool. Yeah. And one of the ones he said offhandedly once to me as I was in the kitchen with him was Whoretopsy, and it stuck with me in the back of my mind, but and I never did anything with it. It wasn't until I started jamming with the previous guitarist who's no longer in the band, and with trying to think of band names, and all of a sudden it came to me like, what about Whoretopsy? We love Cryptopsy, we love those bands, so it's almost like a homage to that. Old school style bands, and plus it sounds brutal. It sounds like the music, Horb getting autopsied, and it's kind of clever. I think it's a clever name, and that's it's stuck. And that housemate never really made a fuss about it, so even though I kind of stole it from him, but
no, it's good. It's good to you've created such an image around the band, and the name just fits with it.
Yeah.
especially the album title Unspeakable Things.
Yeah, and I mean, like the artwork as well. What's involved in the process there? Do you have like a specific artist that you go through? Or? The two albums and the first EP were done by Fledgerton, who's the singer for Wormed, and he does his own art studio, which is a few bands he does art for, and it's all that 3D computerized, realistic kind of stuff he does. But we've also done the two other artists.
Cokie Greenway did While You're Sleeping, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, so
yeah, Scotty Bates is doing all our recent stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, all our shirt designs and our new album artwork that's to come. He's on charge of that one, so.
Cool.
Keen to get some merch off you guys.
Yeah, you guys stand out in the merch booth. I mean, like, hey, if you took someone to a gig that hadn't actually like experienced any of the bands before, I mean, like countless girlfriends that I've dragged along to death metal shows, they'll still be like, I like the colours on that one.
Well, our shirts sell to kids and families. Parents are buying the shirts because of the designs of like the Aladdin ones and stuff like that. So it's all good marketing. So
I seen the snapbacks with like the coloured underbrims and stuff.
Yeah, that's a new addition that we've only had for the last couple gigs I think that we've played. So
they actually haven't even been to a gig yet.
Oh really?
Yeah, this is the first time they've been to a gig. They've only been
online.
They've only been online. We had red ones before, which were at a gig.
Yep.
But this is the first time these ones have been in a show.
Definitely gonna stoke myself some.
Yeah, awesome, man. No, it's freaking like we were saying before. How crazy is it that like a band like Whoretopsy is playing in the South Coast? Like it's so good that you guys come into, because I thought the chance of us ever catching Whoretopsy at a not like a Sydney or Melbourne gig was like starting to get slim. So like it's really cool that you guys made the trip. It's awesome to have
thanks
you.
so much for that, guys.
Yeah, no, we're keen to do it. It's always good to go somewhere new as well.
Meet new mates.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's a bit hard when you get bugger all sleep driving from Melbourne in a day, but
that's fucking insane.
Yeah, that's
3 o'clock this morning, and got to do some prepping, and then headed our way down here. So
cool.
Yeah, that's the Australian circuit really. So you've got your cities that you play are all like a day's drive apart. So
yeah. I mean, and like it's a cool gig. Cool venue to chill at. You know, you can check out the water and have a few drinks while you're just sitting down and relaxing.
Yeah, Maria's not bad.
And I mean, you can step outside and still see the gig. You know, a lot of people dig that. It's a very heathen themed venue with the water right there, and get out the fire buckets and stuff. So
yeah.
So I'm gonna move into the next question. So like, what influences the band's music? So like, if you had to pick any artist or album or like anything like that, what bleeds from other bands into yours, or is it like completely unique? Obviously everyone knows, but like, is there a main influence to the band, or?
So I think there's been a really big mix of influences, and over the years it's changed a lot. Our lineup has changed a few times over the years. So when we started out, it was bands like Devourment, Suffocation, Cannibal Corpse was a big influence on all of us.
It's the one constant theme that we're sensing.
That's it. I think they were the one constant among all of us in the band, because when the band started, we all sort of had different, slightly different tastes, but we merged them all together, and it came out as Slam. We sort of moved more into death metal, I think, after the first album. And then we started, when new members came in, we got a bigger range of influences. So bands like, Cattle Decap and a lot of other slam bands that have sort of come out, like everything from Catalepsy and, I don't know.
Yeah,
Can't think.
Like, you seen the Cattle Decapitation gig at the basement? Like, it was pretty crazy to have those guys there as well. Like, a lot of the local slam heads were like Cattle Decap in Canberra, you know? So
bummed I missed out on that gig,
sick
band live.
Yeah. So
I kick myself every day. Fucking work.
Yeah. But it's good to know some of the influences. But yeah, Cannibal Corpse is hanging in there pretty tidy today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially the gig lineup like this. Out of all the how long's Whoretopsy been around for, like the band?
Since 2011.
Yeah, about 7 years now. The band started got together basically the start of 2011. Yeah, so the band formed about the start of 2011.
Demo in April.
Yeah, so the first demo came out in April. Lockie is still the only member in the band who was in at that time. I joined shortly after. I heard that demo and
today.
Yeah, actually, that's funny. Yeah, on the drive up here, I was looking through my Facebook memories, and 7 years ago today, I auditioned for the band.
Oh, really?
So I joined it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Especially today as well.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
cool.
I was like, oh wow, that's really cool.
Finally, Facebook memories was good for memories.
Yeah.
We'll just bring up past girlfriends or past.
Yeah, usually it's just, okay, these are things I can delete now.
Your dog that died.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But, so,
Like,
yeah.
2011.
2011, yeah.
So in that time, what's your most memorable gig?
I think there's... Yeah. So there's a couple that stand out for me. One was really early on. We sort of... I don't know if we were quite ready for such a big gig. We played Hammer Sonic in Jakarta, and I mean, aside from playing to several thousand people, it was just an incredible experience. Like for all of us, we'd played. Oh, actually, I don't think any of us had played outside of Australia at that point.
Yeah, we played Thailand.
Yes, we did one show in Thailand, but playing a festival and to such a big crowd and just being in the environment where we were surrounded by all our heroes were playing. We had Cannibal Corpse were on that bill, Cradle of Filth, Obituary, Dying Fetus, such
a cool bill, man.
So many awesome bands, and playing the show was awesome, and we had a ball doing that, but just also the environment, like hanging out after the show with all these heroes of ours, and they were all really awesome people to hang out with. So that was pretty cool. And then the other one that stands out as one of the best shows we played was Thrash Blast and Grind. When we got to Melbourne, we've played Melbourne countless times as it's our home city, but this was the biggest Melbourne show we've ever played. It was at Max Watts, and it was sold out. King Parrot, Psychroptic, Revocation. It was a really solid lineup, but we were on pretty early in the lineup, and there was just so many people. I think the venue was just about packed when we played. So having that support. The pit action was crazy. There's some clips of it on YouTube, I think.
It's cool to see how the crowd in the pit can influence the music so heavily, like depending on how the crowd.
We all feed off them. The more they give us, the more we give them back. That's how it is. Yeah.
You mentioned before, like King Parrot. It's just like so crazy to go to a gig and just see how much amp gets in that crowd.
It was pretty inspiring because we did the tour with them, so just seeing them night after night, the energy they bring. There's a reason they're the headline act, and. It didn't matter what city we played, there was always just a huge amount of people there getting into the music, and we were lucky to tap into some of that crowd on this particular tour, and we had these people being really energetic for us too. So
like Heathen Fest, like it has such good crowds. Like this little South Coast, like you'd be surprised, man. People go hard here, which is great. It's really nice to see such a little community fucking smash it out. So you'll get to see that.
We're pretty keen for that.
So like, what can we expect from you guys tonight? Like, what have you got any like tricks, secrets? Stuff like that.
Might pull out a backflip or two if you want to see one.
That's pretty hard when you've pulled out your back.
I woke up, it was a bit cold this morning, and my back went. So
really?
Feels a bit alright now though. It's warmed up, so we should be good.
Slam will help.
I think that's all I need, a bit of slamming.
But I think whatever happens, once we get on the stage, we're always pretty pumped, and
we always put in our 100%.
Cool.
For every crowd, so we'll do the same here tonight, and well, not so much me, I just hide up in the back, but all these dudes will bring the energy.
Oh, dude, we can feel the energy coming from up the back, man.
Definitely.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
monster calves going at it.
Yeah.
Daddy calves.
Daddy calves, that's what I call them.
Daddy calves.
But no, it's cool, man. Oh, look, we have to wrap it up now, but it's good to have you guys on the show.
Next time you guys are in Canberra, or if we're down in Melbourne, because we got a studio up in Canberra, so we could actually do like a proper nice long interview.
Do a feature length sort of thing.
Yeah, we'd love that.
Yeah, cool. But it's been awesome having you guys on the show. I mean, we're about to all duck off and jump into Heathen Fest, kicking it off. So should be a good show, and hope you guys enjoy it down here, and hope the crowds are all good for you like they always are.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody for listening. Stay tuned for some more tracks by Whoretopsy, Canberra Metalheads, Heathen Fest Edition, Whoretopsy.
We're Whoretopsy, and this is Canberra Metalheads.
Nah, fuck yeah. Keep it metal, guys.
Bam!